we're doing it. We're doing it. Yes. Hold on a second. Oh, it's covered. It's covered. Yes. What is cracking, you legends? Beer Buddy's back, and tonight we got on band. Oh, we got on a band. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good time had by all. We got Smoking Martha on. This is going to be awesome. We got Tasha and Mick from Smoking Martha on tonight. Say hello, Tasha and Mick. How's going? How's going?
Good for a Saturday.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being on. I can't believe you guys are here. This is so good. What's been happening? What's been going on with the band, guys? After you just dropped 3 weeks ago. Oh no, I had it written down. I don't have it written down. Which was?
Yeah.
I did watch the video today. Which was the new track called that you brought out the video for?
The new one, Liquid Sunshine,
Liquid
the new one.
Sunshine. That's on now. It's playing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Oh, I love it. It's such a different video from Good Girls.
Yes, it is. It's probably a little bit more truer to us, I have to say. Like, I think Good Girls is a little bit more fun and kind of poppy, whereas Liquid Sunshine is a little bit more truer to Smoking Martha.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It just shows you have range, and that's a good thing. You
Yeah.
need to have range in this day and age.
Variety.
You got to have the fun stuff, but you got to have the serious stuff at the same time, and you do it really, really, really well. Where did you guys come up with the name Smoking Martha? I want to know.
Oh, well, so when I first started singing, I started doing karaoke, which was fun. And I actually did a couple of competitions, and I sung Total Control by the Motels. And I don't know if you've known ever the Motels, but Martha Davies chain smokes on stage.
Oh,
So like fully smokes while she's singing. It's from the 80s. And basically when I saw that, I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Like, I've never seen that before. And I just kind of got the name. It was like Smoking Martha because, you know, it all just tied in. And yeah, that was it. That's how Smoking Martha was born.
I love it. That's such a good concept for the day. That's really good. At least you take some roots to it, and
Yeah.
it's good. So,
That's it.
Mick, you play guitar.
Yeah, mate.
Mate, you do a very good job of it. You got a good sound. It's a big sound. So you're a 4-piece.
Yeah, 4-piece now. Yep.
Yeah. So you guys didn't always. You guys were a 5-piece at one stage, or?
We were, yeah.
Yeah, yep. Up until what was the last album we put out? I think.
In Deep was a
Yeah,
5-piece.
we were a 5-piece
And
then.
now this new album.
And then the new ones.
Yeah,
we went 4. Went
some
4-piece.
changes.
Yep.
No, it's a good sound. It's a big sound still, and that's what you want, and that's what you want to achieve,
Yeah.
and you achieved it very well, which is good.
We like that.
Thank you.
Oh, what are you drinking? Let us know.
What are you on?
I have some Shiraz happening here.
Yeah.
And what are you
What kind?
drinking? Well, actually, I have to say Grapevine. It's really good and it's really inexpensive, but it's as a cheap musician comes. But no, honestly, it's actually a really nice Shiraz.
That's good.
And what are you drinking?
I got the Stonewood
Perfect. The Beer
Pacific
Buddy
Ale
approves.
for a cruisy roll.
Well, for now until they're bought out, or whenever they're bought out.
Till that
And what are you
runs out.
drinking?
Me, I am on the. What am I on? I'm on the James Squires Hop Thief.
Squires.
They're amazing. I love those.
Oh,
They're really
nice.
Hop
Yeah.
Thief, nice.
Yeah, they're very
Nice.
nice, just real bitey, make your mouth dry a bit. It's good. I love it.
Yep, nice.
Very
Beer
good.
Buddy
It's a
approves.
good, we've got a show tomorrow, so I'm like trying to be
Awesome.
careful with how many I have of these because
Oh,
you
they're just
don't want to be
warm-ups.
hungover.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right. You have one in the morning, hair of the dog.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, no, my thing is, if you're going to start early, you have a Bloody Mary.
Oh,
a Bloody
there you go.
Mary is
Tabasco
the
just sorts you
morning.
out, eh?
Yeah.
That's going to sort you out.
Oh, I
That
can't
keeps
do
you
'em.
going.
I can't do it. I've had one. I can't do it. Oh, they're just too much.
Oh, they're the best.
Oh. So you guys toured Europe? How did that go?
Yeah.
Like,
That was
how did that come about?
Amazing.
pretty awesome. We put that first album out, and then we kind of got a bit of like press and play and radio play and stuff over there. and a little bit of interest, and then we got a label over there was keen to put it out, so they kind of re-released it over there, and then our mates in Wrecking Crew Touring. So we met. So Brad is.
I don't know if you've heard of the band Massive from Melbourne, but they're amazing. They're a fantastic band.
Yeah.
Really, really great band. They've been actually, they've been based in, Europe, the UK
Germany.
and Europe for quite a while now. And, we were lucky to stumble across Brad, who had an amazing, caliber of like contacts. So we contacted him and he got us on board, and we basically went through him, and he was fantastic. He got us through a bunch of gigs and got us on an amazing festival over there called Hard Rock Hell. So it's quite a big festival in Wales.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, beautiful town.
It
Like,
was
oh my God.
in Pwllheli.
Twilly.
It's a hut.
Twilly.
Thwilly. Thwilly.
And we actually like we couldn't actually say any of the town names because it was like flick, 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 and it was just hilarious. But it was the most beautiful place and landscape, and we got to play there and amongst a lot of amazing hard rock bands. So it was pretty epic.
It was good.
Yeah,
That would have been good. That would have been
really
good.
good. Very exciting for us.
We played like there was like who else? Who was on the? Who was
Saxon.
Yeah, Saxon.
Saxon. There was Girls School.
Yeah, Girls
School. Some pretty big ones, and yeah, we were just stoked to be on it.
And it was the new band from what is it? What are they called? Something and the Bastard Sons. I think it's the guitarist from Motorhead's new band. So his band. I can't remember what they're called. Something in the Bastard Sons.
Okay.
And so that as well. So I was pretty pumped with that. Like that's the closest I've ever got to playing with Motorhead, or ever will get to play with Motorhead. So I was pretty stoked with that.
Mate.
Pretty cool. But anyway, we had an amazing time, and we did a million interviews that day. We had driven from Oxford. So we'd played in Oxford the night before, which was a great show, and then we had to drive 8 hours to the show and do an acoustic show that afternoon, and then do a million interviews, and then do the show that night.
Yeah.
It was such a crazy night, but it was amazing. It was so it's surreal. It was really crazy.
Everyone else was really smart too. They all flew over like a week early, and I flew. So I flew over. I landed and had the show that afternoon. I was absolutely fucking retarded.
Wow.
Oh man, it was brutal. So we played that show, the first one, and I was like pretty cooked. And then the next day we had to get up at play the show, then get up at 3 to get to. We had to be at Wales by 10.
I was just singing in the car, blah 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 blah, like just trying to warm up, and then hopefully by the time we got there, I'd be like, I'm warm enough, and the guys were all warm. We were fine. We can do it. We proved that we could do it. It was really good.
You've actually done what a lot of bands in Australia haven't been able to do, which is really good. It just obviously shows that you've got the chops to do it, which is really good.
It was pretty amazing. It was pretty cool, like being other side of the planet, like as a pretty independent band, like not on like a major label or anything like that, and just being able to do that. I think we did like 20 shows, 18.
Yeah, I think so.
18, 19 shows over there or something like that. So it was pretty rad.
It just shows you've got the dedication and the skills to do it. Good on yous. Congratulations. That's so good. It's a shame COVID hit.
I know.
Yeah,
COVID ruins everyone's life.
Yeah, I know. It's ruined everything. So you said you have a show tomorrow. Where's that at?
Yeah, at the zoo in the Valley. So the zoo is one of our favourite venues in Brisbane. We're super pumped to play. We love the zoo. It's honestly, since I was young, even going to shows there.
Probably one of the older.
It's been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
But it is a great venue. And yeah, it's called Bed by 9. which is different. It's just a Sunday arvo kind of slash nights like session, and it just and it's like kind of like, you know what, you'll be in bed by 9, so don't stress. It's okay. You'll get your sleep.
See, that's
so I can get on with it and just watch some music.
I'd love to do that as a parent. You speak in my language. Your show in bed by 9. Oh, man.
I know. This is what I mean. We're realists here. We're not trying to show off. We're not like, look, everybody, we're out till 1 o'clock in the morning every night, like we're rock stars. We're actually just like, yeah, shit needs to get done. We're Monday to Friday, we work. Like we all actually have to afford to be able to be musicians. So we need to be in bed by 9.
That is so good. That is so good. I love it. I love it. Call it dad rock.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck. It's so true. It's sad, but it's true.
Hey, it is not sad. I refuse to let you say that. No, it's not sad. It's not sad. We still, just because we go to bed at 9 doesn't mean we don't rock.
Exactly.
I won't be going, it's 9 o'clock now and I'm not in bed and I'm smashing beers. So
exactly. We still party hard. Come
on. Excuse me. Sorry. So you guys have been going 7 years.
Yeah, a long time.
And it's been, you guys have been doing it together for 7 years and just found these other 2 members. Is it Maddie and Geordie?
Yeah, we've actually, we had a bit of a first lineup a lot bit longer than that ago. I think it's been now a good 7 years with Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie joined in. So Maddie filled in. So that first video we've got, Maddie was like, we didn't have a bass player, and Maddie, we're like, oh, we're doing a video. Can you just like jump in and like, you don't have to know the song, just jump in and be in the video. So he's just like, yeah,
that
sure,
was back
sweet.
in 2000, and he was a youngin.
So he hadn't even jammed with us or played anything. He just like jumped in to be in the video to fill in for us.
That's so good.
And then we just kind of didn't let him go after that.
Yeah, we were like, you're not leaving us. He was like, oh.
You know what they say?
We're like,
good
we're never gonna leave.
Good drummers are like rock and roll shit.
Yeah, right. And then we got Geordie in 2015.
Okay, yeah, so a little bit.
Yeah, 2015.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, so we've been
with all of us. So as this lineup stands, it's been a very long time, which is amazing.
Yeah, so it'll be almost.
It's good when you have that unity and those like-minded people that you can actually gel with and not just write music with, have a good time with and enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
So important. It is actually really important. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be in a band for the reason that you have a bunch of different personalities. You have so many artists.
Different people's different lives, different everything going on at the same time.
And it's, I think once you find a connection with amazing musicians and friends, it is so special and you just never want to let it go.
No, it definitely is something to hold on to.
Strangle it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, me and the guys I used to play with, we still talk, which is nice.
Yeah.
They're like my brothers from other mothers.
Yeah. And once you realise you can tour with each other too, that's a big thing.
That is.
Yeah, because that doesn't always happen either.
No.
And once you realise, it's when you go, okay, yeah, we're good, we can do this.
Yeah, well, you share a bed with people that you didn't think you'd share a bed with, and I got pretty cozy with my bass player. Me and him are good buds.
Yeah.
That's him. He's watching it.
So much fun. You'll never actually understand. I don't think people can ever really understand what it's like, to.
It's a pressure cooker.
To tour with people like that. Like, I think, it's really a special thing. We have to kind of take it in and understand how amazing it is to tour with people and be able to share your love and creative passion with people and to be able to, not kill each other along the way.
Yeah. But those fights all make you stronger if you do have those little spats.
Yeah, exactly.
They're nice.
Exactly.
It builds character.
It does. And it builds music. It builds content and it builds everything. It's all part of it.
Imagine if Slipknot didn't get along. That'd be a
Exactly. Like, what would happen?
that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It would be.
Well, with your first lot of songs and the stuff you've brought out now recently, there's been a big progression. Not so much. I did find the older stuff, I don't know, heavier.
Yeah.
Stuff now. I'm not saying the old stuff is bad. I dig the old stuff. I love heavy stuff. It's all good. The new stuff though is just you've really brought something back, but you're doing it better, if that makes sense.
I think like the first album, even when we recorded it, was more, we went in to do an EP, so we did like 5 songs, and then we were kind of like, oh, this sounds really good, and then we were talking to people and they're like, fuck, you need to do an album because this is gonna get lost. So we kind of did the first one as like 2 separate EP, like we recorded as an EP, and then like 4 months later got all the money together again, did another 5 songs. So it was a little bit like, it wasn't written bang like we were writing an album.
You would say that basically it was a concept album in the way of like it was a collection of songs, the first album, that were built over a couple of years, and just like they were just songs that just, you know, were coming out. Whereas this album was very much a tighter concept, and it was definitely written over a much shorter period of time, which means that, like, obviously as a collective is going to be a lot more kind of it's going to
more
work cohesive with each other. So I guess like there is definitely going to be a difference no matter what, but also, you know, you progress as writers, and you progress as performers, and it's just over time. Like, you are together for so long, and you hope that you'd progress. If you don't, there's something wrong. Like, you know, if you don't progress, you're fucked, really. Like, really, 100%. Like, nobody wants to like be stuck, you know. Like, I mean, look, we're not a band who will ever we don't like write on trends, as you can tell. We're rock music and we're rock musicians, but we do it because we love it. Like, the songs that we write are very much, you know, they come to us, they flow through us. It is what it is. Like, we write what we write. It's organic, it's natural. We don't try to write something in particular. So I guess, like, for that reason, we're only going to progress in terms of what's happening in our lives and what's happening creatively with us and so forth. But yeah, like, I mean, I guess, you know, we're never trying to
chase something.
Like, we're always just writing what comes naturally.
That's
so I guess, yeah.
Because you did, like, that actually brings up a question for me, because you said that this album actually came out pretty quick. Did you actually find that the unity that you guys have as a band, that made that progression a lot quicker, and the stuff that you've learned over this last 7 years, that just helped, or
yeah.
So it wasn't really forced, it was just like bang, this just all just
100%. It was just inspiration. So we did the UK tour, and then after that it just flowed. I guess we had downtime, and the downtime is what helps you write. As you would know, with COVID and things like that, when you're not playing a lot of shows, you have the time to actually, you know, regroup and write music, or you have the time to kind of change dynamics and things like that. When you're playing shows constantly and you're touring, it's really hard to do that. Like, you actually don't have the time to sit back and go, wait a minute, let's like focus on our performance or whatever. Like, you just actually just go. So this album was definitely, you know, it came off the back of a European tour, and it came off the back of, like, you know, being together for a long time,
and like actually like playing a lot of shows together and a lot of time in the rehearsal space. So we got that, we gel. You know, you're at that point, you get those times where you're like, everything's just bang.
You just
gel. You know what I mean? Like, everything gels.
Everything's tight. It just
everything's.
Yeah.
So when you've got ideas, they just bounce off each other, and they're just
everything
like
flows.
bang. Yeah, that's it. So we were in that good spot.
Even when we went into
going.
the studio, like I remember saying to the producer, like Matt Bartlam, who we recorded through the first time, and we went back to him because we were so happy with his production quality that we thought, well, why would we go anywhere else, you know? And we went back to him, and I remember recording vocals with him separately, and I remember thinking, I was like, I was done, and I'm like, I feel like, am I finished? Like, and he goes, yeah, you're finished. And I'm like,
this is too easy.
He's like, why was that so easy? And he's just like, you know why? Because when you're ready and when you are prepared, it should be easy. He's like, that's how it should be. When you come into a studio and you're not prepared and you're not ready, like your songs are half done, blah, 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 then it should be hard. But he's like, you guys were ready. Like your songs were ready. Like it was like, bang, 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 bang. We know what we're doing. Okay, let's record. And it was just such an interesting feeling because the first time, you know, it was a little bit different. It was a scatter of songs. And like I said, like Mick said, sorry, that it was like, you know, it was a collection of songs that we didn't expect was going to be an album. We actually only expected to record like 6 songs and instead ended up recording, you know, 10. And so we didn't expect that. But you know, it's an amazing feeling to go into a studio a second time and be like, oh,
we know what we're doing.
It's like,
it does make things a lot easier.
That was really good. It's like, okay.
Well, especially when there's money involved, you find you're just like, okay, we need to get this done in this allotted time. 100%. Otherwise, we do not have deep enough pockets to let this go any further. So it makes you.
Yeah.
It's a professionalism.
Exactly, and it takes everything from being fun and games into being a serious matter. That okay, we're not just putting. There's a big difference from when you're writing music and you're just playing shows. When you actually got to take your time, your producer's time, the sound engineer's time away from work to record if you guys did that, and all that other stuff that people don't take into consideration.
Yeah.
And that when you're a musician in Australia especially, they don't realise that, hey, I don't really want to spend $10 on your CD, but it's like, dude, I spent like $3,000 making this fucking thing. Come on, man, $10 is good. I still got like 10 songs. It's $1 a song.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah,
it's so important, and that's exactly it. It's a professionalism that comes after years as well. Like you go through years of practice, and you realize what you have to do to get your way through into the music industry these days. Like you can't be half-assed, and you can't be slack. You need to work. If you're going to work your ass off, like you need to work your ass off. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, we know what our sound is, and we know, like, you know, live we sound pretty fucking big, and we're like, well, we know we want that recorded as well. We want that, you know, that to come across like that. You know, we're pretty tight. We've got a huge sound. And we just sort of focus on that. You're like, well, we're going to spend the money. We're having a go. We're good enough. And then you think, well, you know, don't fuck around when you're doing it. Get in there, have your songs ready. We know what we want, and make sure that we can have the best. You know, if we go in top quality as hard as we can, it's going to come out, you know, as best as it can be. And that, you know, whether, like you said, you know, no one's going to pay $1 or whatever, and you spend, you know, however much money and work and shit to do it. But as long as you're happy, and that's what we want, we go, you know, if you're going to fuck around, we're like, well, let's go in hard. And then when, you know, worst comes to worst, we come out, we've got something that we're totally proud of, that we could show anybody, you know, whether it's our mums, and be like, we're stoked with this. And, you know, if that's as far as it goes, at least you're all happy, you know, that you couldn't have done any better. Yeah. So that's kind of, that's kind of like,
you got to back yourself.
Yeah.
And that's
exactly
what every musician does when they go out there and they make an EP or an album and they spend money on it. They're backing themselves, and they're putting that emphasis on it. And I think you guys done a really good job, and it sounds like Matt Barton, your producer, done a really, really good job. Was there a particular studio that he runs, or did you get him separately?
He had, yeah. So he had his own studio in Broady. No, not Broady, in Burleigh. But he sold, what was that? That was Loose Stones. But we recorded the first album there, and then he sold it, and then we recorded at Studio Circuit, which was also in Burleigh, and he just sort of, that was a studio that he went to for like that. But I'm not actually sure where he's running.
No, I'm not sure. We'd have to check because he changes all the time. Just the best studios, really.
Yeah.
But he actually, vocals wise, he records in his home studio.
Okay.
He can get a great vocal sound from that. So it's only really the live room that you need for drums.
Yeah.
Realistically. And guitars.
I do a heap of that on the computer now these days anyway.
Yeah, everything's pretty amazing. But yeah, it's definitely still an importance to have the right live room setting. But you'll always get the best.
Well, that just shows that what the way you guys obviously think about your music. You still want that you have an emphasis on that live sound with your recording.
Yeah, definitely.
You want that depth to it.
It's important.
Yeah.
Well, we need a bit of rawness, really, because, like, obviously we're quite raw. We still are at that point. We actually don't use backing tracks and things like that. Look, maybe one day we might get to that point. But...
Yes, no backing tracks. Good on you.
Yeah, like, honestly,
no
we
shit to
really
anyone
are.
that uses them. You know, no hate on anyone that does or anything like that.
100%.
Good on you. Good on you.
We're really raw. Like, we
shit.
actually are very much straight down to one vocal track, one vocal mic, some backings, one guitar, one bass, drums. It's really raw. And the thing is that.
But we get a huge
Australian
sound.
rock and roll is like, that's.
No, you're pure.
Like we get a big sound. I feel being that stripped back. We still get like a really big sound. I think because we're so tight as well. You just like everything's, when it's more simple, it's bigger. It sounds bigger. So we've kind of got that dialed in now. So we trying to, run off that, and it just we could easily add shitload of tracks, little bits of vocals, little bits of that, but we sound better when we're belting it as 4 people. Like we're
pretty old school like that.
No,
we like the old 70s style where it's like, you fuck up, whatever.
No, you got to have that. Well, your people. You're not these robots.
Yeah.
We're not robots.
I mean, at the end of the day, some people pride themselves on being those strict robotic musicians where they take pride in that, and more power to them.
Perfection, and they're great. Yeah, I don't ever look. At the end of the day, art is art, and whatever you do to express yourself is amazing. It's just what we all choose separately. That's all.
No, 100%. And you guys obviously take it to that stage where you take it seriously enough when you are obviously in the studio, but when you take it to a live scene and a live stage, you want to have fun with it, and as long as you sound good and you guys do it enough, which is practice.
That's it. Lots of practice.
And you just
And you know what? If you fuck up. Whatever. Whoops, can't help it.
No, I love that. Man, I'll tell you, when I used to go to shows, one of my favourite things was because I used to love listening to bands so often.
Yeah.
You'd go there and you'd hear the guitarist fuck up, or you'd hear them do something wrong, and you'd be like, oh, they're human.
They're human beings. Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
It's nice, but when we were on stage, it was like the only person that knew if we fucked up was us on stage, because no one brought our music, and just as such.
A lot of the time, no one can tell anyway. No one can tell.
No one knows unless you make that I fucked up face.
I have to say, there's been many a time where I've gone like this. I forget my lyrics.
Oh no, that's awesome.
I'm like,
I've done it before.
Oh my god. Happens all the time, and God, the best of the best forget their lyrics. At the end of the day, we write so many, and we have so many words in our mind. There's only so much you can remember, and it's sometimes you just forget.
All the big boys have teleprompters now.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Well, I understand 100%. Ozzy Osbourne having a teleprompter because he has no brain cells left in his brain. But I don't know, anybody else, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, I'm not quite there yet. But yeah.
It depends. Like, my whole thing is that if you were big in the 90s, you have every right to have a teleprompter.
Yeah, okay.
Because
so basically anything from the 90s backwards.
Yeah. Like, if you're anything from like the 2000 when like airport security got really good and sniffer dogs got really good and stuff like that. No,
you have no excuse. No excuse. You should know your words. Come on. And your alcohol abuse is nowhere near as bad, and your drug abuse shouldn't be that bad either.
And we're talking about, like, you know, back in the day when they were real rock stars. Let's say I don't know. Talking like the Wayne Static days and shit like that. But that's when they were in their prime.
Another time.
Oh no. Good times though.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
From what I remember vaguely.
I wish I lived in Woodstock times.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. That would have been heaps interesting to live in the Woodstock times. It would have been interesting to go to the first Woodstock.
Yeah. I would have loved it. You know, like one of my favorite singers from Woodstock times is Janis Joplin, obviously. Mm-hmm. She's, you know, everyone knows Janis Joplin as a female rock singer. But also, I don't know if you've ever heard of a singer called Melanie Safka.
No, but I'm going to write it down. I'm going to go have a look at it later.
You need to. Okay, so Melanie Safka is a folk singer. And I got introduced to her quite a long time ago by my father. And I absolutely... I don't know. I have a lot of inspiration from her. She's probably one of the most inspirational singers I've ever heard in my life because she has so much emotion in her voice and just so much. She was talking about world peace and, you know, it was the time is 70s and obviously, you know, she was a folk musician. So she was talking about some pretty important political things. But if you have a listen to like Candles in the Rain, I don't know, there's some Ruby Tuesday she covered from the Stones. Have a bit of a listen, but she has that much emotion in her voice that I just like absolutely, I just melt. She's amazing. But yeah, I think those times were a very different time and musicians, they were real, you know, like they were really organic and they had so much passion, you know, in their hearts and in their voices. Yeah.
It's actually funny you say that because it's actually one I've been listening to. His name's I think it's Charles Bradley.
Yeah,
that's his name, and I saw a cover that he'd done of Changes by Black Sabbath.
Yeah, right.
And it is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Wow.
It is dead set. It is dead set.
Amazing.
Fucking amazing. Like, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I'll have to have a
listen.
listen.
The story behind it. And my God, it was just, he does it live and it's just, it melts you.
Wow.
Melts you. And that's,
yeah.
And it's the same thing. It's just one guitar that he plays with and it's raw emotion. And the sound that he gets is just
perfect.
so big. He didn't need a band there.
No. It was different. And then, like, do you see, like, you know, when you look back on live videos of, like, Joe Cocker and, like, you know, when he's singing and playing and they have that whole choir behind them. Like, back then, they just had people on the road with them, you know, all day and all night, and they just sung and danced with them. But such a different time.
Yeah, it'll come back. I have a feeling once COVID ends, people are going to start appreciating the live scene again.
Yeah, I think so. I think they already are. Like, you know, I think people really have changed a lot. I think this year has been a massive shift. It's been a big change of a year, you know. People have realised they got life to live, you know.
Oh, that's
I had that.
We're going to do it near the mic. It is. It's the best sound in the world. Quick question with the latest stuff that you've brought out. Is there anything in particular that you guys were sort of listening to or anything like that sort of built inspiration into the new music? Because I found
a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but with the songs, they're quite dynamic. There's a lot of difference between each song. And I think that comes between the fact that each one of us, we're all quite open when it comes to music influences. And I think we all really like such a broad range of music as well. So it's not like we're just listening to rock music and we're not just listening to heavy music. So I think with that comes obviously just different influences. Also, I think what happens is, you know, we all change so much with what we listen to that, you know, the softness, the heaviness, that all changes as well. But I think as it all combines, like once you get Mick, Maddie, mine and Geordie's influences combined, it just kind of tends to just create something else. And that's why we've always just relied on our own, I guess, our own organic influence and love of music to just create our songs rather than try for something that we think is right. Because like at the end of the day, it's not true unless you're actually writing what you want to write and what you want to play and what you want to sing. You know, like we're not out to like sell a million records. It's not about that for us. Like for us, it's about creating music that we love and we enjoy playing. So I think, you know, influence-wise, when you ask that, like we have so many. I mean, gosh, they go back to old influences from the 70s, 60s, 40s, 30s to new influences, you know, like Lana Del Rey and like country and rock, metal, everything. Like we have so many that I couldn't even name them in one. Like
I can name a couple.
So, can I just have a stab at one?
Go.
You're a massive CKY fan, aren't
you? Yeah. So yeah, I do like CKY.
I could tell. I could just tell.
96 Quite Bitter Beings. That song was awesome. That riff was amazing.
I could just tell from some of the guitar.
What's the song?
96 Quite Bitter Beings.
What's our song that sounds like?
Ah, it's just influence.
Yeah,
no. I could just tell with some of the way. So they write in a very specific way with the way they bounce with some of their riffs.
Mm.
And I could tell just with I can't remember what song it was, but even just with your general writing stuff, like general guitar playing, yeah, you could hear just that CKY, that real boppy guitar riff sort of influence in there.
Yeah, big riffs.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. That's funny because it's funny when you don't realize what you pick up when you do it, you know, like when you're playing or what comes out. But so even on those things, there's like, so favorite, like just off the top of my head, favorite bands for like people is Geordie's favorite bands like Gojira.
Oh,
so really? So he loves Gojira. And then and then like one of Maddie's favorite bands is Van Halen. Okay. So you got like, he's got like full Van Halen tattoo as well.
Kicking it old school, I love it.
He's really into that. My favorite bands were like, CKY is one, but like AFI, the earlier stuff. I still like all their new shit too, but like that's the kind of stuff I grew up on. And Tasha's like, she's got, like, you know, like lately it's like Lana Del Rey, but like Hole, No Doubt sort of stuff. So we all love these, but then we all like a lot of similar stuff in the middle.
And then we all have like this whole side of like 70s, like Led Zeppelin and Van Halen, obviously, and like Deep Purple, a lot of 70s, Metallica. Like we have a huge Metallica influence.
Yeah.
We actually did this amazing Metallica show once. It was crazy because we didn't think we could do it. It was like these guys said, "Oh, can you play like a Metallica tribute show?" And we'll do it for the Triffid. It's like a special show. And we were so like, what? Okay. And all of us realized.
Like, have you heard us?
But we all also combined are massive Metallica fans. So I grew up with it. He grew up with it. Maddie grew up with it. Geordie grew up. Like we all grew up with Metallica, and it was just kind of like, okay. So here's us. I come out in this like low cut, like black plunging dress, and like I was just like, fuck it, let's do this, like I don't care. And we just like randomly just like nailed this fucking show. I don't even know how we did it, but everyone came out of it, how did you do that? I don't know what you did, but it worked. Like, it was so good. And we were like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I
I
guess
don't know
it's-
if you'll bash me for this, but Metallica is just heavy country music.
Ah!
Yeah. Oh, they
okay,
are.
and I like country
Fully
music.
are.
Sorry,
We did
dude.
that.
Like, yeah, just any Metallica fans out there that might hate me for this if you watch.
Yeah, they are.
They are. They're just heavy
100%.
country
I love
music,
Metallica.
man.
I love country music though.
Yeah, oh, well, my wife actually got me into
Well,
country
southern
music. So,
country music.
well,
Different.
what's that? Is it Chris Stapleton? Is that his name? Oh no, he's a big dude with a big beard, and he's just
Oh god, name's no.
he's just amazing. He's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
I'm no good with. I'm crap with.
Oh,
names.
I'm terrible
so
with
terrible
names.
with
I actually legit am like, oh, I have no idea.
Yep.
I'll hear it and go, I love it, but I just don't even remember the name. It's
I have to
terrible,
repeat
but-
the name like 150 million times, and
Yeah,
then I forget it like
bad.
5 minutes later. Like, remember that guy with that movie with that dude in it that was in it
Yeah.
last
It
year
did
You know
things.
that guy was really good.
You know, it did things
and stuff?
Things
Yeah.
happened.
He jumped over that
Yeah,
car.
that guy. He's
I know.
fucking
I'm
awesome.
just there as well. And I have to say that it's probably to do with many of these.
Yeah. The
It doesn't help. But
yeah, it definitely kills brain
what do
cells.
you do?
Oh, YOLO.
Mm.
YOLO. Hey, I'm the beer
YOLO.
buddy. I'm all about drinking. I'm trying to make a living off it.
Exactly.
I hope you're proud, Mum.
Love it. Oh, I love it. So
I love
good.
her. I love her so much. Oh, how do you find being? Oh, sorry, no. Before we go into that, I need to ask Tash.
Yes.
Have you had vocal training, or is this
I have.
just
in the
like
past.
born in your okay, and
No,
just
no,
a lot
I
of
have.
practice after that? Learn the bass.
Look, in the past I have. So basically, I started singing quite young and kind of realized I had power. So then kind of was like, okay, I could go back to this, and then stop for a long time, and then got back into it a long time later. And then when I got back into it, I was like, look, I think I should probably do it properly. And then I started to get a little bit of training. So I had some vocal training from a local singing coach who had done a lot of rock in her past. And that was a really great thing for me because what I wanted was projection. And it was more about the projection and also about building character. So I wasn't there to learn, I guess I wasn't there to learn theory. It was more about I wanted the projection of my voice because I had to sing over a rock band. And also I wanted to build a bit of character for myself, you know, rather than being a typical, you know, everyday singer. So I did definitely get a little bit of a training and it was great and it helped me a lot. Because I don't know if, like, obviously with singers, I don't know if people realize when you're trying to sing over an entire band, especially drums, drums are very loud and therefore you can really blow out your voice. So therefore you do really need a lot of training to learn how to sing properly from your diaphragm so that you don't do that. And look, as a rock singer, I definitely pushed my voice a bit hard at the beginning and kind of over time learned what not to do and then what to do and so forth, and then kind of protected my voice that way. Wearing in-ears, like obviously in-ears when you wear them in the jam room, if you don't have a great sound where you're jamming, then it's really important. But if you do have a great sound, then you don't need them. But basically those kind of things are important to know, I think, when you're an up-and-coming singer for a rock band. Because I don't think people realise.
Do you ever do that?
Yeah.
I can't hear myself. Just shove your finger in your ear and you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
That's all I used to do.
Yep. There it is.
Yeah, and look, I don't play shows with them. I still don't play shows with them because I prefer to hear my band real and to know exactly what's going on, because a lot of the time when you have in-ears in, you kind of lose the whole kind of sound of the live sound of what's going on, and therefore you kind of lose the atmosphere. And I think when you're performing, you really need that sometimes, or else you really do feel like you're just like in a box. So it is important to kind of get that dynamic right. And look, some people prefer it. They prefer to have that protection, and then they just know how to perform with that dynamic. But you know, everyone's each to their own, and I think you just got to find that over time and years. But at the same time, like, you just got to do what's right for your vocal cords, and, you know, warming up and down is really important. I don't care what anyone says.
I was a culprit for not doing that. My warm up was a joint, a bunch of ciggies,
I love it.
a couple of shots, and straight on stage.
Yeah. It works, but can I tell you, like, I became a fan of not drinking at all when I sing, because the reason why I don't drink, I love my wine, but when I perform, I don't drink for the fact that I like to be completely on board with my hearing and my senses. So if my senses are off at all, I will lose timing, tone, pitch, everything. Whereas if you're completely sober and straight, you hear everything. So my biggest thing is, like, lots of water. So obviously keep hydrated, because you've got to keep your vocal cords seriously hydrated, or else they will rub together and it won't be good. And then also I have a gargle of Drambuie before every show. And what it does is it just warms up my vocal cords enough to just make them feel warm and cozy, and then I'm ready to perform.
That's proper rock star shit. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. My body's a temple. Right until I gargle the Drambuie and walk off fucking stage.
Yeah. And like 100% I agree with that too. Like, your body is a temple, which means you stretch your body out before you perform as well. Because you don't even realize how much you smash your head around in your neck, and like the next day, trust me, it is not nice when you've head banged all night and you haven't stretched.
Yeah, my body's
so
a mosh pit.
Always just do like your stretches, and you do your warm-ups, and you do your yoga. But look, it all helps.
But then again, 100%. That's why you guys probably toured Europe and I didn't. So
yeah,
take Tasha's advice.
100%.
You got it.
And then you look in the mirror. You look in the mirror with your eyes, and you go, "It's going to be a good show."
Yes. Yes. I used to get so nervous, just throw up. Didn't matter where I was playing. Didn't matter where I was playing. I could be playing in front of Nora. Just get nervous. Man, I don't know. I had this whole theory that just meant I wanted to do it. Meant I cared. Because I always got nerves about it. Like, you know, it was always just nerve-wracking. I get nervous doing this. Like, that's why I drink.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
But it was like 9 times out of 10, I'd throw up before I go on stage. And my whole theory was that the second I'd stop throwing up on stage, before I go on stage, is the second I'd stop doing it, and I'd hang it all up. But that always loved it. And you guys love it too. Yeah. You can see that. That's awesome.
We love that. But you know what? If you don't have nerves, it means you don't care.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, that was the biggest thing I got told. And you know, the other thing I got told, if you're ever dealing with that, like if you're ever like side of stage and you're really, really nervous and you're about to go on, you just need to go breathe. And you need to go, you know what? It's going to be over very soon. And then you're going to be thinking about your performance that you just did. So you just think of it like, I'm going to think about it. And it's like, you know what? It'll be all over soon. But at the same time, you're lucky enough to, you know, to have this opportunity to just like perform and enjoy yourself. So just let it be and embrace it.
I love it.
It's a beautiful thing, performing.
It is, especially when you walk up on stage.
It's bloody hard and scary, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's the best feeling in the world. Being on stage is hands down, for anyone that hasn't done it and you're thinking about starting a band, just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. No, seriously, just do it. Just do it.
It's fun.
It's
fun. You know,
it's fun.
You know what?
What's
the worst thing that can happen? Like, whatever.
Exactly.
It's going to be amazing.
Hey, you won't end up like Nickelback. You won't end up in like Spain and then get booed off stage. So
yeah,
exactly.
Always that. You can always have what happened. You can always have what happened to me. We play after a Metallica cover band, and then they go half an hour late, and you walk on the stage at 2:00 in the morning and play to the promoter and the security guard. It was a nice security guard. It was really nice.
He smiled.
Yeah, he
didn't throw rocks at you.
No, big Kiwi fella. He was like, "You guys were pretty good." I was like,
good.
"Sweet, we'll take it."
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah.
But you know what? You know what I can say? Like, I think the biggest thing is, you know, I think it's really important to just be true. So when you go out, I know it sounds like blah blah blah, but it's true. Like it's like legit. If you actually go out on stage and you actually don't try and fake it, there's no bullshit. Like we don't fake it. It's not like, you know, if you're not being yourself, then yeah, you might feel a bit weird, or there might be some kind of like, oh, these guys are fake, whatever. But if you go out on your own and you actually just legit enjoy yourself and you just show yourself enjoying yourself, like let go of everything. And you know what? Just enjoy and embrace it. You will never regret it. And then all of a sudden you go, wow, I actually performed really well because I didn't care what anyone thought. I just let go. I just enjoyed myself. And I bet you 100% if you actually watched a video of that time compared to maybe another time, you would see yourself being so much more true, and you'd actually go, wow, I actually liked the way I performed tonight, because it's real. Yep. And it's real. Like you can't beat real. Like you can't beat it.
And it's you. And that's the thing. The main thing you got to walk up there and do is have fun. And that's what the whole fucking thing's about. It's all about having fun.
Shit. It's like, who gives a shit what anyone thinks? Enjoy yourself. Exactly. That's why you're doing it.
And we're going to watch you guys enjoying yourself in your latest video, if you guys don't mind.
Yay!
Awesome. Okay, let me get this set up. So we're going to watch Good Girls first, because that's just like, I love those theatrical like video clips. Yeah, I love them. I reckon they're the fucking best. They crack me up.
Little cameos.
So where'd you guys come up with the concept for this? We're gonna play it. Just let me pour.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, what happened there? That wasn't meant to happen.
Nope.
No, that's alright. We'll get you back. You're back.
Amazing.
Alright. Play it. Beautiful. Alright, so where did you guys come up with the concept for this Unreal video?
Well, we had an idea at the beginning that had to change pretty quickly because someone else had kind of did the same thing. So we were like, no! And we had the idea a long time ago, but we had to change it.
Fisher.
Yeah. So, I know, we were like, no! So basically, our producer, Tyson Lloyd, who we've been going through with all of our clips, is amazing. Yeah. We went through him, but basically I had this idea. I seen a skater, like a girl, and she was skating in the street, loved it, and I was like, holy shit, I'm going to contact this girl. And the girl happened to not be available, and she just didn't contact me back. So basically she was out of action.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, shit, I don't know what to do. This is all very quick because this is how all our films work. It's all very much like bang, bang, spare at the moment. And basically I contacted a couple of skating rinks, and I was like, look, I'm looking for a girl. Can we get this girl to do an amazing routine? And we'll organize it all, blah, blah, blah. And look, I had this skating rink come back, and they're like, yeah, I have a girl, we can do this. And then I was like, all right, let's book it in. And basically we got it happening. Like it's really quick moving stuff. Like you've got to move really fast. Maddie came up with the cameo ideas, so he was kind of like, all right, let's do these sections where the band's in it, and I was kind of like thinking, oh, let's just like make it all about the skating girl. And he's like, nah, want this and this and this, and I'm so glad he did, because obviously it made a huge difference. So that was amazing. And so he came up with all of that, and then it was very much put together on the night. Like it was like, let's just try it all out, and like let's just record it and film it, and we'll just do it. But yeah, outfit wise, like I had to scrounge up like outfit like the day before for the girl. Like I was like calling dance shops. I'm like, I need a leotard and I need this kind of, and I'm like sending them photos. I'm like, I needed to go up her bum like this much. Like I needed to be really hot and like really sexy on this girl's ass. Like so ridiculous, but like people have no idea how much goes into like every single like item of a film clip.
Yeah.
But it is 100% always us. So like we as a band, like we come up with everything. It's all, you know, it's all completely.
We do like.
We're really lucky like that though. But
Yeah.
we want that. We want that creative force because that's what makes it important for us. So, you know, we would hate to be told what to do. It wouldn't be us.
No, and you're 100% right. You are 100% right. And now we've got on the one that you just released 3 weeks ago.
Liquid Sunshine?
Yeah. I love this video. It's awesome. It's just the edits in it. The song's amazing. The song's amazing.
Thank you.
It's so good.
It's very true to us. Once again, it's true to us. Like this song is a bit more us than Good Girls. Like Good Girls is a bit like the pop track. This is a little bit more true to
I
us.
reckon it's full pop. It's more like dirty
Punk rock kind of stuff. But like, look, Maddie came out with this idea with the projector kind of in the background, like the waves, and trying to keep it kind of really euphoric. Very much about Liquid Sunshine. It's about summer, you know. It's need to have waves. It needs to have that vibe of like dark summer.
Like
he came up with most of it actually.
Even the lighting, sort of that blown out sort of lighting where it's kind of flares out a lot.
Yeah.
Just to give that vibe as well. That was like a real big.
There's a really big influence to
just the corner of the right room, the contrast that you get off the projector, it just looks amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. There's definitely a lot to it. And like Tyson Lloyd has been amazing to work with for a long time. He's always kind of got us. He understands what we want. We've really had to, you know, we've worked with him quite closely for quite a few years, and
he's killing it too.
He's doing really well now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually built a lot with his film clips, as well as he's a videographer, so he's done a lot of fashion stuff in the past and he's very good at it. So he's quite, you know, renowned for that. But he's done a lot of film clip stuff lately.
He did a lot. He did
like he's done Fisher, obviously.
He did Amity Afflictions.
New song.
And he did. He was one of the crew for Parkway's.
Oh yeah, he did that.
Movie.
That was massive.
Parkway's big
movie.
Wow. Parkway Drive's a massive movie.
He was one of the videographers on that.
That's unreal.
Yeah, he's a really, really amazing producer.
He's done.
What was his name again? Sorry.
Tyson Lloyd.
His name's Tyson Lloyd.
You got we like when
very good
when we done our video clip. I won't bring up my band too much more. Like the old band, I wasn't too much more. We actually got a Queenslander to do our. We flew him out.
Yeah.
And there must be Queensland videographer. He's got so much just to videograph.
Yeah.
There's so much beauty in the world.
It's all north. It's all up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's awesome. The edits in it are awesome. You guys look amazing in it. I mean, it was
good fun. The part where I like fall into the water, like I was like, I need to see myself fall in the water. Like this part needs to be me in water. And it was like, okay, how are we going to do this? And then I'm like, okay, so I fell on a white mattress and then
junky
mattress, and then basically had to take another whole shoot in a pool. So the whole thing is split into 2 shots, and one of them is like basically at a pool, and I had to backflap, which I don't know how anyone knows how that feels, but it hurts, and you end up with a massive red mark on your back. And I had a few Prosecco's, and I was okay, but I was just like, all right, ready, 1, 2, 3. Oh! And it was like, it hurt so bad.
Sound. This was the sound.
Oh.
Every time it was so.
I guess it's like being drunk in a car accident. You just go.
It actually hurt so much, and like no one even realizes how much it hurts, but it hurts. I'm like, it's okay. It's all for a film clip.
Exactly.
It's worth it.
Exactly. It's worth every bit of it.
It's worth every minute.
Every bit. Those videos are so good. You guys should be so proud with what you guys have been up to. Like, seriously. We'll give a big shout out to MMK now. Metal Mum Karen. Yeah. Well, I should have done it earlier.
We love Karen.
But yeah, we do. We do. So much for Kaz. So much love for Kaz and for getting
so much love for Karen. A big supporter of music and just an amazing influence.
I'm going to have her on soon.
Yeah, you need to,
I've told
definitely.
her. I've told her. She invited me to gym
Come
now,
on, get
and I
her
was like,
on, get
Karen,
her
we
on.
gotta,
We'll
we
call
gotta,
her out.
She's
hear your story.
she's been around for a long
Gotta
time.
hear your story, and I'm sure it'll probably be one of my most watched videos on the night. I reckon that'll kill it.
I think she'll have many stories,
And
more
I
funny
want to hear
stories
them.
than you can
I want to hear
imagine.
them. I want to hear every single
Well,
one.
it's
I
funny.
want all of them.
I met Karen. Oh man, so I was in before we started this band, I was in a dirty old punk band back in the day as well, and we did a fair amount of touring and stuff like that, and we were touring this, I think it must have been up north Queensland, so I think we might have been doing Cairns and Townsville and stuff, and Karen was all like, I don't know how it worked out, but Karen was organising like 2 or 3 of those shows, and that's when I met her when we did that, and she organised like the 3 North Queensland shows, and that would have been shit, like 2008.
Long time ago.
From what she told me, it's been 17 years.
Something like that, maybe, when in my old band. And then randomly, I don't know, and then we kept in touch, but then I think just randomly out of nowhere, she just happened to come to a show, and when we just started, like we'd probably only been doing shows for like a couple of months, I think, when she came to a show at, was it Hammond? We played at a titty
Yes.
like one of them titty girl
Yes.
pubs.
That's guaranteed bums in seats.
She was just random, and she was just like, "Oh, you guys are amazing." Then we just realized it was like, "Oh shit, we know each other already." It's weird as.
That's awesome. That's so good.
We've known her for so long.
That's
and
so
she's been
good.
there like the whole time, always organising shows and always for new bands, always getting new bands on, trying to get them in front of people all the time. So she's always had that passion. Like it's pretty amazing. Like there's not many people like that.
No, that's exactly right. It's very rare to find. All right, champions, we're going to have a little break because my teeth are swimming. We hit that hour mark, and I've been drinking, let's be fair. I've been drinking since about 1.
And I think I'm ready to go to bed. No.
It's not that. We got
a show tomorrow. Come on, I got to get my beauty sleep.
You want to go to bed? Or can I grab you for another half hour? Because I'm not, you know what? No, I won't go for a week. We're going to go for another half hour, and I'll let you go to bed. Because there's one big question I want to ask, and this is mainly for you, Tash. Like,
yeah,
you guys, like I said, you guys have been together for 7 years. You've obviously done the singing thing and fronted bands for a very long time. How have you found it's been being a female? You know, obviously this very male driven industry. Well, is especially in Australia. How have you found it? And has it gotten any better in the last 7 years with the whole equal movements, rights, and stuff like that?
Yeah. So it's a really interesting thing for me because I have seen a lot of obviously press and things like that come through with how many women have obviously dealt with a lot of issues in terms of the music industry and what they've had to deal with as being a woman in the industry. However, for me personally, I have never had an issue in terms of in terms of within the industry. I've never had an issue. But I have to say that I have amazing guys next to me every day that I work alongside them and I write with them and they're my creative base. So for me, I haven't had that challenge of dealing with it, with any issues.
That's good.
But I have to say that is very much because of the fact that I have beautiful, safe, friends, musicians by my side, protecting me every day. Good. And they would do anything for me as I would do anything for them. So it's a real kind of, it's a relationship of respect. We have so much respect for each other as a band. and as a family, that I have never felt any insecurity in that way. I have to say, like, there's definitely live ways, like obviously being quite a sex, like, sex industry in terms of wearing what I wear sometimes on stage. Like, I'm quite provocative like that. Like, I'm not afraid to show a sexual side of myself. That's because I'm confident and I don't have an issue with parading in sexual outfits. Like, it doesn't make me feel unconfident, and it doesn't make me feel, anything less. I feel more empowered for the fact that I can wear what I want to wear. And it's fashion to me, because I also work in a fashion industry. I don't know if you know this, but I've been in the fashion industry for a very long time. So my job is a brand manager for a fashion agency, and I've been in it since, so I've actually been in the fashion industry for about 15 years. A very long time. So I work in fashion. So fashion's a huge thing for me. So wearing what I want to wear is really important. It's a way that I obviously get to embrace who I am, and it's really important that I can wear what I want to wear to feel myself, and to also, be a character, because that is also a huge part of performance. So there's a lot that comes with it. I mean, I've never felt insecure. My bandmates make me feel really comfortable. And I've never felt like I can't be myself. So I'm really lucky, I think, because I honestly have not felt that pressure. Look, there's been a couple of times where maybe a guy might have yelled something out, but then, Mick or Maddie would have been like, "Oh, do you want to go?" Like, and then it would be like, "Oh shit, okay, sorry," so like I've never actually had an issue. And look, I can take care of myself as well. Yeah. I'm also a strong woman. Like, I know what to do, and I'm also like, I'll put them in their place as well. So
kick them in the ding ding.
I think
just kick them in the ding ding.
I can understand though, for a young woman in the industry on her own who doesn't maybe have the support, that maybe there is a little bit of a little bit of like
easier target.
Yeah, they're a bit more of a target. I don't think I'm a target. Like, I don't actually think that anyone would come up to me and think, "Oh, you're an easy target," because I would just put them back in their place. And I think my band members would do the same thing.
That's good.
So, in the rock industry, I haven't felt an issue at all. I've actually felt very empowered being a woman in rock. And I've also felt, I felt like I've been able to be myself, which I think is pretty amazing. It's been very different for me, I think, compared to a lot of women's circumstances.
Well, it sounds like you're one of those singers or artists, rather, that not only takes their singing seriously, but takes the way they present themselves on stage and the show that you try and portray, and just try and entertain people through the music. You try and entertain them through the show as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's good that you feel comfortable.
It's everything, Yeah, and that's why I do it. I wouldn't keep doing it if I didn't love it. And the thing is that, like, to perform is so special. Like, you get to be a different person in a good way. Like, it's not like I'm trying to be a different person to who I am, but it's about being able to express yourself creatively and, to put on a different persona to what maybe you might not be able to do in normal life, and just do something different and enjoy it, and, not forced to do it, and it's not about any of that. It's about doing it because I love it.
Yep.
That's it. That's why I do it. I'm not going to do something I don't want to do.
The only thing I'd probably add to that is, and it's not, I think it is a female, not so much a female thing, but a lot of people will say, "Oh, why don't you go on The Voice? Why don't you do this?" So
that kills me.
And I don't know if I think it's a lot, and I do think it's a lot.
A stereotypical thing of like,
guys
"Oh, you should be a pop singer.
Yeah.
Why don't you do this?" And look,
because of how you look.
Oh well, I could go on then. Okay, well now you started a whole new thing.
Yeah.
So basically, I could also go on in the whole thing of like, wow, you sound so much like Paramore and Evanescence, just for the fact that because they only know one female singer and it's Paramore or Evanescence, and it's kind of like, wow, you really pigeonholed me. Like, okay, so I sound like the one female vocalist that you know of. Like,
yeah.
So it is definitely, there is definitely still a woman like stigma when it comes to rock music, because like I have to say,
and that's what
it is still there. Yeah, it's still there, 100%. And look, it kills me because I'm like, I don't know how you think I sound like.
Because you don't.
Evanescence. Like, it's nothing like it.
You don't. Like, you're tone deaf.
Kills me.
You're fucking tone deaf if you think that.
Kills me. Tone deaf. And you know what it is? It's just uneducated about music. Like, it's not, it's just like you don't know other music. That's all it is. It's like, okay, well, you only know so much. It's like, but that's because you maybe only listen to so much in a female range. Like, it's like, okay, well, so, you know, look, at the same time, I'm happy you're opening up your mind to a little bit of female singing. Like, at least you're there a little bit.
Too. Tell me their names. You know the band names now. Tell me the singers' names.
Oh, but it's exactly it. Like, it's like, oh my God. But honestly, like, I have to say, it's, you know, it's a big part that kills me. Like, I actually get really upset by that. It is like, oh wow, it's like saying that, I have to say, it's actually just the same as like, oh, Jackie Chan. Like, you know, like someone says to, you know, oh wow, is that Jackie Chan?
Yep,
you know,
yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the Family Guy thing. Oh my God, it's Ethan Hawke.
Same thing. I know.
100%. You get pigeonholed. You get pigeonholed so badly.
You get pigeonholed. 100%.
And that's the funny thing. You actually bring that up, Mick, about the whole voice thing. And I fucking hate those shows. They're not allowed on in my house. Why are you on The Voice? They're not allowed on in my house, those shows.
They're terrible.
Because they are a very false depiction on the music industry.
False.
And the fact that someone like even Delta Goodrem or Gwen Stefani could even front, especially Gwen.
I love Gwen Stefani, and she's on it.
Yeah, and like I get it. I get it for the money side of things, but as far as being like, especially her, like she would have had to grind. She would have had some serious.
Oh, that killed me,
man. And the fact that she's willing to walk onto that sort of show and just like let karaoke kings sort of walk in and just do that after the work she did.
Can I tell you the biggest thing that got me? So when I watched like, because I remember watching like Pop Idol maybe the first time, and I thought, oh, actually, it wasn't too bad. Remember when the very first one? It wasn't too bad.
The one that got the best one.
Yeah, well, no, before that, it was like, it was the girls from like after the Spice Girls. It was like
Bardot.
Yes, Bardot. Okay.
Sophie Monk.
Yeah. That was kind of like, okay, I get it. But can I tell you the biggest thing that got me? It's like, okay, so they get told like obviously to sing other people's songs, but then they go, oh, but you didn't sing it right, and it's just like, oh my God, like. Let them be who they want to be. Like, but the biggest thing that blew my mind, I don't know if you know Abby Dobson.
No, but I'm writing it down.
Abby Dobson is Leonardo's bride.
Yeah.
So they were huge in the 90s, and there was this one song called Even When I'm Sleeping, which was the most beautiful,
I probably do know the song because I'm shit with names.
Oh my God, I have to tell you, the most beautiful love ballad I've ever heard. So she's worked with the likes of Paul Mac and many, many amazing musicians. She's got the most amazing voice I've ever heard in my life. I have to say, Abby Dobson's one of my favorite singers, like absolute beautiful voice.
Yeah.
She went on The Voice.
She's won like they've won ARIAs. They've
won in the past, in the like 90s. And so she went on The Voice, and I was thinking, how is she even allowed on The Voice for starters? Because like she's but apparently there's no, like once you're not signed and you're not in a band anymore, you can actually go on The Voice.
Oh.
So she went, so like you as an artist, so she went on The Voice. Delta Goodrem heard her voice and went, oh, that voice sounds familiar. I know this voice. And then it was like, oh, yeah, she was in Leonardo's Bride. She didn't even get through the first round, and this woman has the voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Like, I was like this. Are you joking?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
are you actually
not Karaoke
joking?
King? We don't want to hear original. We don't want to hear original. We
nearly
just want to hear
died.
the same old crap.
I nearly died inside because
Yeah.
I was like, this is a proof.
Yep, that's why they're not allowed. None of those shows are allowed on in my house. I don't know
God,
what I'm
they're
going to do
ridiculous.
when my little girl grows up enough and goes,
Never,
Daddy,
ever
Daddy,
show that
Daddy,
show.
I want to watch The Voice, and I'm going to have to say no, baby girl. Like,
Never show it again, ever.
This is wrong.
You know who did it right? You know who did it right? Rhythm and Flow. Have you seen that in America?
No.
Cardi B and Chance the Rapper and what's his name? Amazing rapper from You Can Do Whatever You Like. T.I. Anyway, amazing rappers. They did it right. They did one series of this show called Rhythm and Flow. And they let these guys do a film clip. They let them write what they wanted to write, like rap ballads, like they're raps. They're rap artists, so it's a bit different. So they don't, they have samples and shit. But at the same time, they let them be creative and they let them do this. And then they gave them like 20, what did they give them? Like 40 grand at the end?
250.
Oh, $250,000 at the end, the winner.
No.
To nothing attached, nothing. They just went, look, we know what it's like. We're going to let you work with artists, like producers. You can take the money and do what you want to do with it. You can create an album. You can do what you want. And it was like, oh my God, these guys knew what they were doing. Like that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Like an artist, like that's how you need to do it. And that's what they did. Like they did it right.
That's what they should do. You know what? You do it quietly. That's actually a great idea for a TV show. You just grab a bunch of musicians, you make them all a video clip, you drop it all on YouTube, you promote it. Whoever gets the most likes in the first month wins the show.
Exactly.
There you go. That's point and proof.
I was like, wow, well done.
No covers. You have to write your own one.
Covers. Can I tell you, worst thing you can do? It's like let them create music.
What's your thoughts on cover bands in Australia?
Look, you know what? I've never ever been that person. I've always been a person the way I think is the amount of time it takes me to write a song, it would take me longer to learn a cover. So that's how I've always felt. I've always, and I think our whole bands actually can agree on this. It's very much a mutual thing.
I love good cover bands.
Oh, look, I'm not against it. Like I think, well done if you can do it well. Amazing. I'm not ever against people playing music for any reason. If it's what you enjoy, it's what you enjoy. But at the same time, I have to say, for me personally, for me to learn a song, I would rather write a song.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Why waste the time putting all that? Not waste the time, but why?
No, but it's the same. It's the same amount of time.
Exactly.
Energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You decide where you put your energy.
And for me, it's like that's the whole thing with The Voice. It came down to people say to me, "Why don't you go on The Voice?" And I just say, "Well, because for me." Well, yeah, but also for me, the biggest beauty of music and the challenge in music is for me to write and create a song, melody, lyrics, 100%. So for me, if I'm not writing the melody and the lyrics, it's not worth me even singing. I actually get really like, I'm not involved in it anymore. Like I need to be completely involved in it, which means I need to write the melody and lyrics.
Monster connection.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me singing someone else's song.
No, that's fair enough. No, I completely understand that. Although I will say we mucked around and did a cover show in Sydney one time we just mucked around and grouped a whole bunch of different bands together, and it was probably one of the best shows I've ever played.
Oh, that's fun. That was
purely based.
We did a
crowd
Metallica cover show.
They just lost it. The crowd knew all the songs, and I was like,
so
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. Like, and sometimes you actually go, wow, like that was actually so much fun. Like
it's all music. Like
it's still music.
Oh man,
it's just
when you do it different as well. You don't spit it out.
Music, and whichever, like whether you do covers or don't do covers, it's all that same amount of energy, effort, time. Like it's fucking whatever it is. It's a big commitment either way. Whatever you do. So, it's hard to just...
You just got to know where you're going to put it.
Yeah, for us, it's hard to focus on doing covers because if we do you do a cover, you don't want to do
you don't want to fuck it up.
You don't want to do a lame cover. So you got to
You
spend
cannot fuck it up.
No.
You got to
It's so
spend
important.
a lot of time.
It's like it
doing
literally
good.
was already written for you.
Yeah.
Yes, and there is
So
so
do
much.
it properly.
There is so much more pressure
Yeah,
on
there's
a
way
cover
more pressure on a cover than
100%.
like,
than your own.
You can fuck your own song, and then someone says something to you and go, "Fuck you, I wrote it."
Yeah, that's it.
I fucking
I didn't
wrote
do it
that.
wrong. That's how I was. That's
You
how I
listened
wrote
You
it.
wrong.
can forget the
You
lyrics.
fucking listen
You
to
can
it.
forget the lyrics and be
I did
like,
it wrong on the CD.
"Uh-oh."
Yeah, I wrote this. So what if I did it different before? I fucking wrote it. You go to hell. But you can't do that when you cover someone else's song. They're like, no, you fucked that up. And
I
you're
really
like,
fucked it up.
yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
I did.
true.
I did. And it was already written for me. Whoops.
Yeah, and I still do it.
All
But
right.
in saying that, covers can also make you a really good musician for the fact that when you cover a really great song, you can actually learn the dynamic and obviously the structure and you know, it can
How a
actually make you
song
quite
put
a good
together.
songwriter as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So it is important to still understand other people's songs as well. Like it's not a bad thing.
I feel like the cover, there used to be so many fucking amazing cover bands too. Like 10, 15 years ago, like everywhere you know, you
Well,
go
like
to
ABBA.
thing, there was always
Every
The
pub.
ABBA tribute.
And
Then
there was-
ABBA comes out and you're like, oh shit, ABBA's back.
Yeah. I wonder how that's going
There
to
was
go.
so many amazing, like really, really fucking good bands that were cover bands, and they could do it, and they could make fucking money doing it too.
Oh, man.
So they could,
A guy that
like-
a guy at my work, that used to work at my work, is now in that Thunderstruck.
Oh,
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, working at my work no
Huge.
more. And then
Huge.
just to go off,
Makes
just to
more
go off what
money
you were
than
saying.
a normal job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's just to go off what Mick was saying. If you do it well, you can crush it.
And you
Yeah.
know what? If you enjoy just playing music and that's what you love, 100%,
Man, I'm not
you are
taking that
living the
away from
life,
anyone.
man.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
taking
all
that
I
away
can
from
say.
anyone. I can't take that
No,
away from anyone.
me
No one can take
neither.
that away from anyone.
Never.
Oh, except for COVID. COVID fucked that up. Fucking COVID.
Ah,
Yeah.
fucking
You fuck-
COVID.
fuck that up pretty hard.
Someone can take it away from everyone.
Chinese government.
Every
being
time.
All right, I've got one more question. Then I want
Yeah.
some words of wisdom, and then we let you just get to sleep and get ready and get all settled in and ready for the show tomorrow. And you got to make sure you promote that one more time.
Yeah.
So this one's from Mick. So just off the question that I asked Tash, how is it actually being like three blokes in a band with a female fronted band? Sort of on the other, sort of to flip the coin.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I mean, look, I think it would depend on, you know, the people, but I think with the boys that I have in my band, like I love them all so much, and they're my best friends. So
Yeah.
for me, it's really comfortable and it's amazing,
That's awesome.
and I couldn't ask for anything else. You
That's
know,
good.
like I actually, you know, am so I'm so lucky, and my band members are everything to me. So
Never had a
It's
crack
really
guitar over
important.
anyone yet, mate?
I would like to say, what about when when there was like a big fight overseas and like the things got smashed and someone got dragged downstairs, someone got pushed downstairs.
I'm like Mama Bear.
Someone punched someone.
So on
See,
tour,
that's what that's what I want to hear.
Someone's
So
sounds good
on
then.
tour,
someone's running in the car park screaming at someone else.
So on tour, I'm like
You
the
play
mama
Mount
bear.
Druitt?
Yeah, we get through it. Like I'm like the mama bear where I was like sober the whole time, and they were all like fucked up at pubs and like drinking, and I was like in a hotel room watching Family Guy, like asleep at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, I can hear something. Why can I hear this boy screaming? What the fuck's going on? And I'm like, oh shit.
You know,
And then I just go get up and run in the morning and like go for a jog and just be like, nah, it's all good. I'm just gonna ignore it. And like, you know, I just got through it because at the end of the day, like they're humans and everyone needs to get their shit out.
No.
And like
it's that
just gotta
fucking
let it go.
dirty big pints they serve in Europe, and
Yeah,
they're warm.
it's pretty big.
You can't serve me warm beer; it'll fuck my day up. And especially for
I
big
know.
glasses, like that's just and jet
No,
lag. It's a
honestly.
recipe for disaster.
I love them. Like honestly, I just wouldn't want anything else. Like I love the boys so much. Like they're my babes, and honestly, like I love them. Like like I said, I'm just lucky to be able to travel the world with them and play
So
music
good.
with them.
Oh, man, I'm
Like
so
I
happy
don't
you
think of
guys actually
anything
went out to
else.
Europe and actually, like, you know, representing the country, representing your state, representing yourselves, especially like putting out the music out there, especially as an independent band, and you know, like that's a really mate, that's a really good thing to chuck on your resume as musicians. Just you know, just to have
And
just to own that is
and you
something
know what?
really
It's
special.
hard. Like it's hard work, but at the same time, like I wouldn't like I guess I just wouldn't trade it in for anything. Like hard work is why we live on this earth, you know.
Well,
Like why wouldn't
look at the
we
fruits of
challenge
your
ourselves?
labor. Look at the fruits that you got of your
Yeah,
labor. You know, it's just fucking mad.
exactly.
Congratulations.
And you always, you know what? It's like what they say. What do they say? They say that it's not the, what do they say? It's not the
Destination.
destination, it's
It's
the
a journey,
journey. And that's a
100%.
really big thing because it's true. Like you learn so much and you honestly experience so much being in a band and traveling with your bandmates. And I could never, ever trade that in for anything. It's
Oh,
life. You live, you know, you gotta live.
so good to see that there's well, every musician I've obviously spoken to on here has just had so much passion, but
Yeah.
it's awesome to see that it's just still going and that old school mindset still lives. Still lives
We
on.
still remain. If we were living in the 70s, we'd still be going in a bus.
Sounds like you're all born in the wrong time.
We take a lot
Smoking
more
a
acid.
joint, and we're just maybe taking a few more drugs. But these days, we're just drinking red wine. It's not too bad.
That's it. All right, guys, give us some words of wisdom before we go. Give us the hot tip. Give us some words of wisdom for any bands out there that are thinking of starting off,
Words of wisdom.
or just give us the mantra for life. Tell us how we're going to get the mantra for life.
Is honestly have patience because I have none, and it's honestly a challenge, but you'll get there. And you know what? Just never give up because at the end of the day, if you really, really love it, then it's worth it. It's worth it. But if you don't love it, then don't do it. Like at the end of the day, it's fucking hard work. It's not easy.
It's hard work doing something you don't love.
Don't do it if you don't force yourself to do anything.
It's never a bad day
You
when
only
you're
live
doing
a
something
life
that
to
you love.
enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But always have a fucking crack. Like,
but don't ever
always
regret
have a
anything. So always try. Like if you never know, you might just absolutely love it and succeed.
Yeah, like we went overseas, same thing. We played a show literally to about 4 people in one night. Then the next night we played to 10,000, and then the next night was 300. Like,
you never know. But at the same time, you know what? The show to 10 people is probably the more fun.
Yeah. Personal shows. I love personal shows.
And and when there's only 10 people, maybe they're more likely to feel sorry for you.
And you probably put on the best show too. You put on the better show.
They give you more beer. They give you a house to stay at.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, the small shows.
You make friends for life.
Yeah,
you do.
So it's always, you know, have a good crack. It's always worth it.
And it keeps you young. So just stay in music. Never give up.
Yeah.
Awesome, mate. We're gonna have you guys on again real soon. Because I'm going to be keeping it very, very, very close.
This is so fun.
I'm so happy you guys came on. I'd love to take up more of your time, but you guys obviously got to get settled in with what you're doing and get ready for tomorrow. So one more plug for the show tomorrow, and then I'll do my little outro and we'll call it.
Thank you.
Man, thank you guys. You guys, like at the end of the day,
thank you.
I'm just a mouthpiece. You guys are the talent.
We just can't wait to meet you. When we come to Sydney, we'll come and catch up. Yeah.
100%. We're gonna have a live one. It's gonna
be exactly.
Hectic.
It's funny. We've got huge ties with Sydney. Like we've got we play
some
Frankie's.
Of our favorite people are in Sydney.
Yeah, we play Frankie's Pizza. Like it's probably our favorite venue.
Guess what,
guys?
We've played it
so many times.
Did you hear the news?
And,
Did you hear the news about Frankie's?
All our friends' bands.
Jordan and like
Fangs, Red Hook, Dead Love, all the guys. Like some reason we're mates with everyone from Sydney, so you're on there now with us as well.
I'll take it. I'll take it. The only problem is I think Frankie's Pizzas is closing.
I know.
No, really sad.
It was an
It's the
institution,
best
that
venue
place.
too.
It was an institution. It was an institution. But
Hopefully, before they start that fucking train station, we'll get another show, a couple of shows in.
hopefully.
We'll see.
We just need this fucker to open up so we can have a go.
I'm double vaxxed, mate. I'm ready to go to a show. I'm ready to get out of the
I am too now.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
You.
All right, champions.
Mwah.
Thank you guys so much for watching. You awesome champions. I love you all. We'll be back next week with another band. I have no idea who, but we'll be back. All right?
That'll
love
be
you.
good.
Beer Buddy V.
Bye.
Bye. Say bye, everyone. Bye.
Nom, 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 nom.
Ah.